Match coverage can be an incredible way to play defense in Madden, but most people are scared to run it because they think it can either be bombed easily or they just don't understand the rules. Well, in this video, I'm going to break down 3 easy tips to make your match become the best coverage in the whole game. Now, the first tip is going to be use deep zone KO or deep out zone KO. Now, these are incredible abilities that you can use on your back players in your secondary. And basically what happens, the ball is thrown 20 plus yards down the field and your DB is at the receiver at the catch point. Now you will get an almost automatic knockout, and this just makes it so much more difficult to throw the ball down the field. Now, these abilities are great for match-based schemes, but you want to make sure you're using zone KO abilities, not man KO abilities for match coverage. These zone ones will activate, the man ones will not if you're playing match coverage. Now, for these abilities, guys, for the deep out zone KO, that is going to activate 20 yards down the field, so about right here, all the way to the hashes and deep. So that's going to be right here on both sides of the field, like this, all the way back. So all these areas along the sideline for deep out zone KO is where these will activate. Then for deep zone KO, it will be everywhere past 20 yards. So it will be the whole field. So really the deep out KO is almost as good. It's basically just in this 20-yard box right here, or sorry, in this like 10-yard wide box in between the hashes is where it won't activate. So, you know, deep zone KO is a little bit better, but deep zone out KO is like almost just as good. Now, we're just going to go through a few clips here and just show you it activating. So it's going to get down the field. You see, they're really trying to push the ball down the field here. And our guy's going to come off, meet him at the catch point, and we're going to see our ability activate right there. And we're going to get a knockout. There's the football. So that was in along the sideline. Now we're going to see it more in the middle of the field. So here, he's going to throw it into coverage. Here, we're almost in between the middle of the field, but you're going to see right here, both of our players activate. So our safety in the middle and our corner, we get a double knockout on that play. So that's both deep zone and deep out KO working right there. Now, I want to have this ability on all 4 of our back players in our match coverage scheme. So we want it on our corner, our strong safety, our free safety, and our backside corner. Now, if you're playing MUT, like Ultimate Team, this is going to be really easy to do. If you're playing CFM, franchise mode, obviously regs, it's going to be a lot tougher, but you know, this isn't not like you need these abilities to run match coverage. This just helps a ton. So we want to have it on our 4 back players. Now, like I said, deep out zone KO works outside the hashes. So that is why if I can't get deep zone KO on all 4, I'm going to put deep out zone KO on the 2 corners, because they're going to be about 95% of the time, they will not be playing in the middle of the field in the area in between the hashes. So I go deep out zone KO, and then I go deep zone KO on my 2 safeties. So that's how I like to spread it out. Now, if you have deep zone KO on all 4, that is all good. So right here, they're going to drop back, just some more working. Here they have a crosser going all the way across the field. And here is my safety coming over and getting a knockout literally along the sideline, even though he is the deep zone KO. Here it is again. They're going to go trips here. I'm just going to work all the way across the field. And we're going to look here. Here's the corner coming downhill, lighting up, meet him at the catch point, and we get the knockout. And then here's one more match coverage along the top. He's going to throw this corner route out along the sideline, meet at the catch point. It activates right there, and we get the knockout. So you see, probably all 3 of those would have been catches, except that we had these KO abilities that just turned them all into incompletions. Now, if you can, guys, you want to find these abilities for a discount. So here's MUT GG right now. Here's deep zone KO. Now you can see you can get it for either 2 or possibly even 1 AP. So right now, I'm not going to pay more than 2 AP for this ability, and that's just going to free you up to run other abilities on your other players. So that's deep zone KO. And here's deep out zone KO. So the one that's slightly worse, but still going to be really good. I would use this on your corners. There's actually 3 guys that get it for 1 AP right now, and then a ton that get it for 2. So that's who the top players I would be targeting. Now, these abilities don't only work for match coverage, guys. These are also going to be really good for any zone defensive base schemes you are running. So if you're running zone blitzes a ton, or you're running blitzes in with your match coverage, then this is going to work really well. So here's just a few blitzes. Here's a cover 3 blitz I was running. He actually blocks it up. He's trying to push it down the field, and we get knockout at the catch point. We see it activate. Slay gets a knockout, kind of running up the seam. Here's another cover 3 blitz. Gonna try to throw it quick along the sideline. We get a double knockout at the catch point. Balls in the ground, would have been a completion, but the KOs get a knockout. Here's more of a cover 2 look on the back end, and he's gonna try to push it down the field on this deep crosser. Should be a catch. Ability activates right here, and we get the knockout. So that is how good these KO abilities are, guys. And if you're playing match coverage or zone, definitely run them. The second tip for having a much better match defense is actually running a scheme that is match coverage based. There's going to be 2 main reasons for this. First is if you have a scheme designed around match coverage, you are going to know all the rules and responsibilities for the coverage against each formation that you face. The other reason is you run my match-based defense. I also go over all the different ways that you can be bombed in match, and I show you how you can shut them down. So my match scheme that I run is my Georgia Bulldogs defense. Just on YouTube alone, I have 6 full videos breaking down all the different match coverages that you will need, and we go over how they work against all the formations that you are going to come up against. Then we also have specifically designed defenses for each of the meta offenses so you can lock them down as well. Then in this Georgia defense, I also have a ton of blitzes that you can use that look the same pre-snap as our match coverages, but now will allow you to get a ton of pressure and rack up sacks and turnovers on the QB. So if you want to run match coverage, I definitely recommend checking out my Georgia Bulldogs defense. I'll link a playlist down in the description below. Then to take that Bulldogs defense to the next level, you can also check out my website, Scheme Kings. I have a ton more content breaking down match coverage, even more in depth, and just a ton more content up for this Georgia Bulldogs defense. Then also on my site, you can get access to all my full offenses that I have out for Madden 24, like my wide zone offense, my Mount Rushmore offense, and my NFL spread offense. Now, if you want to check out Scheme Kings to really take this Georgia defense to the next level, I will leave a link for it down in the description below as well. Then the third element that can really make your match better is using one of the 2 high safeties. Now, the reason for this, guys, is once you get comfortable running a scheme where you know all the responsibilities in match coverage, when you user these high safeties, you can actually become free to help all over the field in absolute tons. Once you learn the responsibilities, if I'm on this safety, I have number 2, and if he runs shallow and in, or, right to the flats, now I can help on the deeper things and really help take those away. Or if there's other routes that get open deep down the field and people are going to really try to bomb you over the top when you are running match coverage, are going to try to take vertical shots, now we can actually come off players we are guarding and we can take those deep bombs away. So for those 2 reasons is why I really recommend using the safety. So right here, we're on this safety. Our number 2 guy is going deep, so we're going to take him. But then I notice, okay, my outside corner is actually going to take this guy. Now I'm going to be free, and this guy's going to try to throw in this crosser, and I can come off of that, come step in front with my user. So I take away their deep shot on that play. Here we're running match in the red zone on the 5-yard line. I see my guy go to the flat. I know, okay, he's going to have a flat defender there. He's running slants into the middle of the field. So I just run to this slant right here, step in front, and we are going the other way with the ball. So we just become completely free to step in front and make plays. Here I am right here. I'm going to follow this crosser across the field. Then I see, okay, he has this deep post that might come open. I'm going to come off that, step in front here, go the other way with the football. So you can see using this safety just allows you to make so many plays. Now on this one, we're actually going to have no coverage responsibilities because we have no number 2 receiver on this side. So now I'm completely free here. I see he runs a little play action with multiple crossers. He tries to hit this deep cross. Now you imagine I was on this player and playing in the middle of the field. This cross is open, but because I don't have to, now I can actually step in front of that crosser, high point that football, and make a play. So once you guys understand the rules of match, I 1000% recommend using one of those high safeties. Now, if you want to start running the perfect defense that will let you implement the 3 tips you learned here, then check out my full cover 4 palms match coverage breakdown right here.